We have the Thunder versus Lakers. Round two, game one. Listen, the Thunder swept the Suns 4-0 in round one. It's like they played with them, like playing around with your food, right? They've had a full week off. Matthew, they're well rested, right? Lakers, how disappointing this was. They got past Houston 4-2, even though Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves both missed a series with muscle strains. Probably would have been a worse blowout.
Austin
And
Reeves played a
Doncic,
couple.
yeah. Doncic grade two left hamstring. Reeves grade two left oblique. Both were supposed to be out initially 4 to 6 weeks. LeBron and the supporting cast, they still clinched 98-78 in game six in Houston Friday night. The big question, let me ask this. Without Luka and Reeves in game one, Matthew, does anyone give the Lakers a real shot? And does Lucas show up at all this round, or do they save him for like the next one, if there is a next one?
Well, Reeves has been playing. Reeves has been playing since like
Oh,
game
that's right. He did came.
three.
He
Yeah,
did
no,
come back.
he's been
Yeah, yeah,
playing
yeah,
since
yeah,
like game
yeah,
three.
yeah, yeah.
So,
He came back. That's right.
and he maybe hasn't
No,
had,
no, 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 no. Wait a minute. I think he's back out. Let me double check.
and he hasn't had all of his stuff, but no, I don't think he's back out. And so
I thought
so
he
he's
got hurt again.
no, so he's been playing since game five. So he played game five and he played game six. It looks
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and
I
he
don't
didn't
know.
have
I don't know why I thought he got hurt again.
no
And
no
that
no.
and the very last that last game against the Lakers when they won 4-2. But okay, anyway, go ahead.
So I mean, you're getting good contributions from everybody. You got some good stuff from Marcus Smart all series. Good perimeter defense, some timely shot making. You Rui hit some big threes. I saw Luke Kennard pass off some threes to get it to Rui, who drained some shots. But these guys are all, you take a Kennard, you take a Rui Hachimura, you take a Marcus Smart. It doesn't feel like a championship cast to me. And you got to play the Thunder, who were the only team really that did what they were supposed to do in the first round and just blow out the team in front of them. Everybody else, besides the Spurs, the Spurs, even without Wemby, did the gentleman
Yeah,
sweep on Portland.
yeah,
But the team that really took care of business was the Thunder.
right.
And with LeBron and a slightly injured Reeves leading the way for the Lakers, I think it should be more of the same for the Thunder. You think maybe not 4 games, maybe 5. Like that is LeBron. There's going to be
Yeah,
some playoff magic there. He's going to save a lot in the reservoir for at least one game to come out there and just give it everything and try to get a W, probably in front of LA. I don't see them beating the Thunder in OKC once. I mean, I'd be surprised if those games aren't total blowouts because the Thunder, I think, just have an answer for everything. They have the second best post defender in the game in Chet Holmgren. They have SGA, who we know what he can do. It's just a complete wizard. It's just dominant. I don't think it matters. I know Jalen Williams has missed some time, but I think they have enough out there. Whether Jalen Williams is hobbled or not, to where I just don't see this as a competitive series. I mean, the Lakers almost let Houston get back into the series without Durant. So, it looks like Jalen Williams is going to be out for the Thunder, but he missed most of the season this year, and they won 64 games. So, if you're telling me a team that's led by a 41-year-old and a cast of LeBron in his prime, those Houston teams would take a team filled with like George Hill and J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. I mean, he would take them all the way. And, I'm sure if you put 2018 LeBron on this team, he could take this 7 or he could possibly win. But this is 2026 LeBron. This is 41-year-old LeBron. This is supposed to be Luka's team. And the last weeks of the season before he got injured, they were just forcing it to Luka. I mean, Luka was shooting 25, 30 shots a game. It always felt like the way they were playing Luka, it always felt untenable in the playoffs because it felt like once you got to the playoffs, teams were just going to sell out to get Luka and make everybody else beat them. And so even before Luka got injured, I felt like him shooting 30 shots a game for those last 3 or 4 weeks he was out there. I felt like it was going to be dangerous for the Lakers come playoff time when teams started adjusting their strategies. But you got the absolute worst nightmare scenario where he's out and, possibly out for this whole series. I haven't heard that he's going to potentially play the series. So if he's out this whole series, Thunder in 4, Thunder in 5, one of those two.
Wow. Okay. I actually have it a sweep,
Yeah.
Matthew. I think it's going to be a 4-0 sweep. Even with Reeves being back, with LeBron and Reeves back, it's just not enough, right? And I say that because you really rely on LeBron to really help push the envelope to a certain extent, right? But man, let's be honest. At 41, that OKC team is so young. They're going to rip and run. By the time LeBron hit about 6 minutes in, 7 minutes in that first quarter, he's going to be gasping for air. I think it's hard for LeBron to stay in there so long to rip and run, and they need every little bit of energy for him. And I think the way they're able to get over on Houston was Houston really doesn't have that AAU style up and down, ripping and running type like SGA and them do. SGA and them will run LeBron until you got to put an oxygen tank on him on the sideline. So I think the youth, the up and down, ripping and running. Listen, shots are going to fall regardless of what you do, right? But one thing about it, you know who's going to be going to the free throw line the most?
FTA.
Hey, I don't know. You sure it ain't going to be Austin Reeves? Because for some reason, them refs love to send Austin Reeves to the line as much. That's the bet I want to make with you, Matthew. This series, who's going to get to the free throw line more?
But that's going to be bad. If it becomes that kind of thing, that's just going to be bad, man, because these Oklahoma City's a great team. Obviously LA's got a lot of fans. This is what I'm talking about. Like, nobody wants to see an SGA versus Austin Reeves free throw shooting competition. So I really hope the refs are swallowing the whistle. And if you're going to the cup and you're getting contact, it's one thing. But what's going to drive me crazy if SGA and Austin Reeves are taking turns shooting 18-footers and trying to land in a cute way to fall in the opponent's space, and they're going to the line for that, that's going to drive me crazy. I hope at least on the mid-range flops, on the shot flops, I get if someone's going to the cup and they get knocked over, they're going to get the foul, 8 out of 10 times. But on those mid-range shots where they're trying to be cute where they land to get the foul, I hope the refs completely swallow the whistle on that, because it's been such a good playoff so far from the start of the play-in, where we've just had some great games this playoff since the postseason started. And I think it would be a shame if we're watching 60, 70 free throws between the teams in this game. That's going to slow it down so much. And plus, we don't got time for free throws. People want to get OKC through. They want to get the Spurs through. Right. We want to get the real heavyweight showdown in the conference final. So we don't got time to watch SGA and Austin Reeves take turns shooting free throws, who can fall the cutest on their mid-range. So let's get that out of the way early. Hopefully the refs aren't too generous with that call. But look, man, well, when it comes to the series, you got arguably the best offensive anchor in SGA and probably the second best defensive anchor in Chet Holmgren, surrounded by a bunch of smart shooters that can play defense. So OKC, another thing is OKC has these guys that just quietly shoot 36% from three, switch on defense, and do everything right, that don't need the spotlight. They say, they're saving it for SGA, maybe saving it a tiny bit for Chet. But you got a bunch of guys that just play good basketball that don't need the spotlight, surrounded by the best offensive player and the second best defensive player. So I just don't think this mismatched LA roster, minus their superstar that was taking 30 shots, really has a realistic shot against